Virgil and Valery. He produced the translations of Georgics, Aeneid, and Eclogues. And these are the books written by Virgil. And he produced the translations of Georgics, Aeneid, and Eclogues. He also produced the translation of Paul Valery, the French poet and philosopher. And he used a pen name for his mystery stories. And the pen name was Nicholas Blake. And he has got his popular autobiography entitled The Buried Day. It was produced in 1960, The Buried Day. And his son, Daniel Day-Lewis, is also popular. And he has got an award as a Best Actor, Oscar Award, a nomination for Oscar, his son Daniel Day-Lewis. And the last poet and playwright in the group was Christopher Isherwood, a known homosexual. He was a known homosexual and a very close friend of W.H.Auden and the others. He actually met Auden in 1925 and became Auden's literary mentor, and had also friendship with Aldous Huxley, and met Stephen Spender through Auden. And with Stephen Spender, he lived quite a long time in Germany. And in the area of Stephen Spender, I told you, his novel is entitled The Temple, speaking about a young man reaching Germany and leading the life of a homosexual. Christopher Isherwood was also there in Germany with Stephen Spender. And Christopher Isherwood's first novel was called All the Conspirators, an anti-heroic story about a young man who has been defeated by his mother. And he has got his next novel, The Memorial, the story of an English family's disintegration after the World War. And his popular novel is called Mr. Norris Changes Trains. And the narrator here is William Bradshaw. And the name William Bradshaw is familiar for us because Stephen Spender used the name William Bradshaw in his novel The Temple. William Bradshaw was the alter ego of Christopher Isherwood. And it is justified here in the novel by Christopher Isherwood. Here, Isherwood is the narrator, and the narrator is called William Bradshaw. And he meets a nervous young man on a train that was going to Germany, and the young man was called Arthur Norris. And he is the protagonist here, Arthur Norris. He is a communist, and he has got a mysterious life. And William Bradshaw helps him to escape from Germany. So it was at the time Hitler was the ruler, and Hitler never accepted the communists. In fact, he was made to escape from Germany, and Norris sends a postcard. After all, escaping from Germany, he sent a postcard with the inscription, "What have I done to deserve all this?" So he expressed his thankfulness to William Bradshaw through a postcard, saying, "What have I done to deserve all this?" And this is the end of the novel. I told you Christopher Isherwood wrote a few plays with Auden, and the plays are The Dog Beneath the Skin, or Where is Francis? And it is written as poetic drama in 1935. Auden and Christopher Isherwood jointly produced the play The Dog Beneath the Skin, or Where is Francis? The play actually describes the quest by the hero Alan Norman. Alan Norman is, after all, going with a quest, with an inquiry, to find a man named Sir Francis Crewe, a senior man, who was found missing from a rich family called Crewe family. Sir Francis Crewe was found missing, and Alan Norman was in the quest for the man. He actually wanted to locate the man. Alan Norman, the protagonist, is found visiting various places in Europe and England. And he had a dog also with him, a large dog. And only at the end he came to understand that the dog was Sir Francis Crewe in disguise. And this is the play, The Dog Beneath the Skin, or Where is Francis? And the next play, jointly written by Christopher Isherwood and W.H.Auden, was The Ascent of F6. And it is called a tragedy in 2 acts. And actually the play tells the story of Michael Ransom. Michael Ransom, a mountain climber. The story of a mountain climber named Michael Ransom. And he takes up the challenge of climbing the peak of F6. That was a mountain on the border of the British colony in the fictional country of Ostnia. He took up a challenge, in fact, to climb the mountain called F6. And there were a few climbers, mountain climbers, Ostnian mountain climbers. In fact, he wanted to win in the mountain climbing. And so through his haste, he became dead. He became exhausted. Even when he reached the top of the mountain, he became exhausted and became dead. And there is also an interesting drama jointly written by W.H.Auden and Christopher Isherwood entitled On the Frontier. And it tells the story of the outbreak of a war between the fictional European countries. There are 2 fictional European countries called Ostnia and Westland. And there is a war between these 2 fictional countries. And the drama takes place in the frontier of these 2 countries. One room is Ostnia and the other room is Westland. And the people who live in the 2 rooms don't know each other. But there has been a boy and a girl living in the 2 rooms and they fall in love. And this is the subject of the play, On the Frontier. And it was written by them in 1938. And Christopher Isherwood also wrote a few books on Vedanta. He was an expert on the Vedanta philosophy, the Indian philosophy. Indian philosophy was introduced to him by Swami Prabhavananda, who reached England by the time and started his missionary work. In America and in England, he did some missionary work. And there was also at the same time Jiddu Krishnamurti. And these people were introduced to Christopher Isherwood by Gerald Head. And Christopher Isherwood had his introduction to Indian spiritualism and mythology. And became very interested in the Indian spiritualism and produced a few books on Vedanta. And the first book was entitled Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God, jointly written by Christopher Isherwood and Swami Prabhavananda, a translation of Bhagavad Gita. And the introduction to the book was given by Aldous Huxley. And he also produced a book on Vedanta for modern men and Vedanta for the Western world. And there was another book called Approach to Vedanta. And the other Vedanta books are Ramakrishna and his disciples. And there is also another book called Shankara's Crust, written jointly with Prabhavananda. And there is also another book jointly written with Prabhavananda called How to Know God, the Yoga Aphorisms of Patanjali. Not the yoga systems of Patanjali. This is the Yoga Aphorisms of Patanjali, and it was written with Swami Prabhavananda. And Christopher Isherwood is also popular for his autobiography entitled Christopher and His Kind. Thank you for watching me, and we will see in another video.